Hi, my name is Teresa, and my husband and I have an autistic son named Jonathan. He's 4.5 years old. We live in Maine, and we were one of Dr. Neubrander's first patients to rent the hyperbaric oxygen chamber and have it in our home. We followed a 3-hour protocol each day where 90 minutes in the morning Jonathan was in the machine and 90 minutes in the afternoon with myself, of course. But we also made sure that we made no other changes during this time so that we would be able to accredit all of the different things that happened for Jonathan just to the hyperbaric oxygen therapy. In 1 month's time, Jonathan made hyperbaric oxygen made some tremendous differences in our son's life. Around 20 hours, we started seeing clearer speech, but around 55 hours, he started doing things that he had never done before in his life. I was standing at the sink one day, and he was in the kitchen, and he came over by the refrigerator where there were some magnetic butterflies on the fridge. And he looked at me, and I was just doing my thing, but then all of a sudden I started hearing Jonathan trying to count. And before hyperbaric oxygen, Jonathan would try to count, but it would come out 1, 3, 2, and maybe another number, but there was never the correct sequence to them, and he didn't really understand what he was doing. And all of a sudden, he just started counting. He counted all the way up to 10, right in the row, correct order. And I'm just standing there like, wow, Jonathan, do that again. And he got a great big smile on his face, and he did it again. And I was like, oh, wow. So I ran over, and I said, Jonathan, there was more butterflies in the fridge than 10. And I showed him how to count to 11, and I showed him how to count to 12. And Jonathan learned that instantly. It was like before, you'd have to repeatedly show Jonathan something before that he would learn it. And so Jonathan's cognitive ability, I just could see that it was awakening and it was happening. He was able to really learn. It was just so exciting. So I was ecstatic, to say the least. And I ran and got my husband, and he came and he saw Jonathan do it. And Jonathan counted all the way up to 10 and then up to 12 for Kyle too. And we were really excited. Kate and Josh were excited too. So after that happened, that was like just a tremendous big event for us, especially in Jonathan's life. And after that, other great things started coming. He started learning his colors. He started learning his shapes. He started having much clearer speech and also much better sentence structure. He started adding articles into his sentences, and he started having adjectives into his sentences. Before hyperbaric oxygen, he might just say, look, house. And now he was saying, look at the big white house. I mean, big and white and putting in the correct the. It was just phenomenal. We were like, oh, it's just so fun to hear him. We'd go for a walk and we'd listen to him describe things that he just had never done these things before. And so we were ecstatic and very excited about all that he was growing and learning, and we just couldn't really wait each day to see what else he would do. It seemed like Jonathan had this time where he wanted to learn about everything. The first time he'd ever done that in his life. He just really wanted to learn, and it was very exciting to watch. He also had 5 or 6 new words every day. Instead of maybe like 1 before, we might have 1 or 2, maybe, but really we only have 1 a day. And all of a sudden it was like his vocabulary was exploding and taking off. He had 5 or 6 new words every day. Jonathan loves to sing songs, and he was always trying to do that, but he would really have a hard time. On the TV, he would try to keep up with them singing, and he would sing the songs and pretty much do babbling all the way through the song, except for the last word in a sentence. They'd say it slow enough and long enough that he could capture that word, and so then he'd babble along with them, and then when they got to that word, he'd say the word, and he was just really happy. But now that he's been through hyperbaric oxygen therapy for about 80 hours, Jonathan can sing the songs with the people on the TV, keep up with their pace, and it's not perfectly articulate, but it's very good. I mean, we know what he's trying to say. The words are clear enough that they are matching the words that the other person is singing on the television. So he is very proud of himself for that, and we give him a lot of applause, and he's very excited. Another area besides speech and cognition, which were 2 things that it's just been wonderful to see those. Another area that improved in Jonathan's life was in the area of sensory issues. Jonathan really disliked having his hair cut or his fingernails clipped, And those were times that were so hard for him that they would often bring him to a point of having a meltdown. But now, when I go to do those things for Jonathan, it's almost like it never was a problem ever in his life. I mean, he just let me cut his hair and cut his fingernails the other day, and it was like it never could have been anything that ever bothered him before in his life. It's just kind of amazing to have that happen to you. And another thing is when we go to put him to bed at night, he really always hated having a blanket on. And now he asks for his blanket, or if I ask him, he says, "Do you want me to put the blanket on?" He goes, "Yes," and he really wants it on. He also has asked more W questions. He's been asking which and why, which he didn't do before hyperbaric oxygen. And another area for Jonathan is his animals. My son loves his animals, little play plastic animals. And they have been like a comfort thing for him throughout, his life. And Jonathan was so obsessive with those animals that he couldn't go for a walk outside without having the animals with him, and all of the ones that were in his special pile for that day. And he also could not go for a ride in the car unless he had all of those animals with him. We had to take them if we went to visit someone. We had to take them with him. He would be frantic if we left them home, and we would actually drive home to get them because he could not handle leaving them. But now, since hyperbaric oxygen, Jonathan now forgets to even get his animals to go in the car or go for a walk, and doesn't even request to bring them, and is just happy to live life and happy to go on the walk or go in the car to see what else he can see, and is just excited to learn and enjoy life. But it's like he doesn't need to have his animals anymore. So that's been another wonderful thing. His stools are also firmer, and his appetite has increased. He's playing with his siblings a lot more, and playing tag, and playing things that involve playing with them instead of beside them. It's been a wonderful thing to see them all, going on the swing set together and all playing together. His brother and sister are very excited about that as well, and they're trying to teach him new things all the time. And it's just been. This has all happened in 1 month of our life, and it's just been the most wonderful month. It's given us tremendous hope for our child, and we're just excited to see what the future holds for him, because we believe that he is on his way to recovery. He is more agreeable. He is easygoing. He adjusts well to new situations, and he's just growing and changing in wonderful ways, and we really must credit all of that to hyperbaric oxygen. His speech and language has improved. His cognition has improved. His cooperative and flexible and many sensory issues have been diminished or extinguished. So we can't say enough about hyperbaric oxygen, and we feel that it is the best intervention so far. We thank God for this opportunity that we have been able to do this with our son, and it's just been a tremendous experience that we wish for anyone. To have your son change when you like that much in 1 month, and then to know that the future can hold such wonderful things. It's just such an exciting time in this journey. So I hope that hyperbaric oxygen can do this and many more great and wonderful things for your child. But my husband and I would strongly encourage any parent that can to give hyperbaric oxygen a really good try, more than 40 hours, because we saw greater gains around 55 hours. But from all that we have seen and experienced, we hope even better things for your child, and we're just so thankful to God for this opportunity, and we pray that that it would bless you as much as it has blessed us. Thank you so much.
Katie, listen.
John.
Yeah, go play the feather bed. What's it? Jummy, eat that one. John does work pretty good. I got wet.
Yes, you got wet, didn't you?
Yeah, Jessie got wet too, and Kay got wet too.
Yes. We're all getting kind of wet, but doesn't it feel nice? It's a hot day.
Yeah, it must be at least 85. Maybe because I was summer.
It's like in the summer? Yeah.
Summer and sun.
It is. Maybe. Yeah, the sun is up and it's